This is the post that changed our business. Stop defending your prices and start broadcasting them. It'll change everything. We believe that every contractor should own the conversation around their pricing, and every single one of us has dealt with it. It's a customer saying, well, I can buy that part for 20 bucks online, or no license Lenny down the road saying, oh, I could do it for half the price. You're just ripping people off. Frankly, it puts us in a position where we're constantly having to try to justify why we charge what we charge and what we're going to market with. We got tired of playing defense at Yarbrough & Sons. And so what we did is we started playing offense. It changed the way that our entire team operates. It changed the way that we are perceived within our market. It also completely shifted our customer acquisition strategy. So we're gonna go over some kind of the good, the bad, the ugly. We had a video that we just posted on TikTok on the Yarbrough & Sons channel.
How much do we actually make on a service call? Well, we make 15% net profit.
And that video has gotten some attention. It's over 10,000 views, has over like 30 comments, a couple hundred likes, almost 50 or 60 saves to people's favorites. So it's clearly struck a nerve with some people on the internet, but it did exactly what we wanted it to. It broke down to the dollar what Yarbrough & Sons makes. It's showing our overhead, our loaded labor rate, what the cost is on the van, what the insurance is, and frankly, what our actual profit was. We walk down and show, okay, we're gonna make about 15% net on this call. And ultimately, that's not too much to ask. So why would we be scared of going to market with that amount shown? We decided we shouldn't be scared. We decided that we should own this conversation because it is our greatest tool to qualify customers, to make sure that they're not just a tire kicker, to make sure that they're not just somebody who's price shopping or looking for the low ball bid, but somebody who's actually going to use us. And we believe that transparency wins trust. Trust wins more jobs equals more money in the bank for you as the contractor. So the comment section on that video did exactly what we expected it to, which is explode. It became kind of a battleground where people who were skeptical or mad about the profit or other contractors jumped in and started saying, hey, I'm glad that you shared this. There was a couple homeowners who jumped in who said, I'm really glad that you shared this. I appreciate the transparency. But it did exactly what we wanted it to, which is it blew up. What did we learn from it? Well, we learned that there's a bunch of skeptics out there. One commenter couldn't understand why the warranty, we had a pricing structure built in where the warranty is 5% of the total ticket. They couldn't justify in their head why we would charge 5% to warranty a product. In their head, it was that we should just eat that. That's the cost of doing business. But you and I both know that that's not how the world works. If we did that at the first hiccup, we would be out of business. So we have to price accordingly. So sharing this number didn't change anything about how we're going to market. If anything, it's actually just given us more confidence and emboldened us to say, you know what, here's what we actually charge. Here's why we do what we do. And so it ultimately gave us a platform, and we're gonna have more videos coming out on it through the Yarbrough & Sons channel, because it gave us a platform to actually explain and hopefully transmit some sort of understanding to our customers as to why we charge the way we do, and ultimately gives a customer some understanding as to what comes with the Yarbrough & Sons promise of satisfaction guaranteed. This TikTok video, and it's not just on TikTok, it's on everything, did more for our business than even a $10,000 ad ever could have. And we didn't even put any money behind it. It was just me, Bryce, an iPhone, and a mic and a light. That was the setup for the video. It produced more results for our business than a $10,000 ad could have. And why is that? Well, because it started a conversation. We are in the era of content, of constant attention. And with that comes, we can't decide what is and isn't an ad anymore. It's not enough just to put a commercial up of a truck rolling down a street saying we're the friendliest techs in the neighborhood, even though you might be, even though we are. I believe that. But you can't just do that anymore. You can't decide for the audience what is and isn't a valuable piece of information. And now in the world of huge internet slop, the only thing that cuts through is the truth. And the truth is our pricing. And if we don't own the conversation, someone else is going to, and we're not going to be happy with the outcome. So we decided that we needed to go to market with it. And ultimately, what it did for us, what this video did for us, is it builds rock solid trust. This is the foundation of Yarbrough & Sons. This is the floor by which we operate. The numbers may change, but the margins don't. And so whenever somebody asks why we charge what we charge or how the margin is justified, well, we just send them this video now. We have a resource where we don't even have to have an argument on the phone. We just show them the video, show them the receipts, and say, here's why we do what we do. We've been in business for 38 years, and we're gonna be here for 38 more because we know our numbers. So it's on you as the contractor to know your numbers in such a way that you're confident presenting them. Now, obviously, you can discount from those numbers. You can change and make and move and do whatever you want. That's your decision. That's your prerogative as a contractor to do. However, I think it's also your prerogative and your responsibility as a home service contractor to know your numbers to the degree that if it got outed on the internet, like we did to ourselves, that you are confident in the results that you would gain from it. What this video did is it moved the conversation from why are you so expensive to, okay, that makes sense, I suppose. So by sending this video out there, it no longer was a combative or confrontational conversation on our team's behalf. The customer may have been combative or confrontational. However, our team knows, hey, here's the brass tacks. Here's why we go to market the way we do. And so if somebody is angry about that, well, they've just qualified themselves as a customer, because if they're angry, they're not going to use us. And guess what? We probably didn't want that customer anyway. Sometimes as a home service contractor, you have to be okay recognizing that most people probably aren't your customer. You're looking for the select few. You're looking for the ideal few. That's why they call it a funnel. We're trying to funnel the ideal few down. And ultimately, what this pricing conversation does is it clarifies who's willing to pay our price, and ultimately helps alleviate maybe some gumming up and some traffic on the phones from customers who are otherwise just gonna price shop and tire kick. It filtered customers who realize the value of what they're paying for, and that they're paying for a promise. And that promise is that Yarbrough & Sons will be there long after that job is done, that they're getting what they pay for. Because we want people who see the value in our brand, not the people who are after fast fashion. We want to be a long-standing brand at Yarbrough & Sons and ultimately at Trades Consulting. That's why we give away as much information as we do. Because I want contractors to be successful with maybe other pitfalls that that's the whole goal, is to rob and duplicate. Whenever a customer sees this and they see the value, they see the promise, they see what they're getting, well, now there is no funnel or no trick, no bait and hook, no magic capture funnel that we're going to be able to guide them to. Well, they've seen our pricing. They know the math. They can see, well, if I just take this part and divide it by 4, that's the raw cost of that part on pretty much every part that we go to market with. So why then does it change anything about our interaction with that customer? It doesn't. Ultimately, guys, broadcasting your price, broadcasting why you charge what you charge, the margins therein. I'm not even saying like, oh, a capacitor costs $200 to replace. I'm saying show people what they really want to know, which is how much money did you actually make? Show your customer, how much do we actually make on this part, this product, this service? Because that's the only thing that's going to cut through the internet noise, and it'll become your greatest sales tool. None of us love just wake up excited and say, you know what? I can't wait to get calls from people who are tire kicking today, who are curious how much it costs to have a pound of refrigerant added to their system, even though their real problem is they haven't had maintenance in 26 months. But get ahead of myself there. When it comes to clarifying and qualifying customers, broadcasting and clarifying your price is the difference between you and the no license Lenny or the one Van Dan out there, and the private equity giant in your market, both of which are not going to show what they make, why they make it, what their pricing structure actually is. You have the ability to own that conversation, and frankly, you should. And if you don't, shame on you, because someone else is going to tell your story, whether you want them to or not. So here's the challenge that I have for you. We want you to go make your own video, your own page on your website, your own piece of content that tells your market, that tells your customers, here's how much we make, here's why we make it, and here's the price justification of our go-to-market strategy. We'll link all of our videos in the comment section from Yarbrough & Sons, all the content that we've made about our pricing. And why we do it is to help qualify our customers. It allows you to quit playing defense with customers and start playing offense. And you're gonna get hate comments. I can't stress that enough. You're going to get hate comments, but let them cook. It's just engagement for your video. Get in there, say something nice, be kind, be courteous, sometimes be a little quippy if you need to. But ultimately, if they're gonna have some sort of hate reaction to it, outstanding. It's gonna help propagate our video and get it in front of people who actually care, like ours did. 10,000 views, over 200 likes, over 40 saves, and 18 comments. So the loud minority, don't let the loud minority dictate what you go to market with in your content strategy. Because ultimately, this one tool, this one video, this one process can be the difference in you gaining a ton of market share and losing customers' trust forever. So Don't be out there playing defense. Go on the offense, show your pricing strategy, make content that talks about why you make what you make, and ultimately tag us at Trade Stock Consulting in it, because if you need somebody to have your back, if you want somebody to jump in the ring with you and really get after it, I mean, we might hop in the comments section and come to your aid. So, guys, that wraps up today's video. Do something nice for somebody. You never know, it might change their life. Eyes up, feet moving. Here we go.